Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to episode number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12.
Did you really just do that?
I just counted on my hands. That's how I used to do math in school.
That's how my mom taught me to do math. I remember I'd be underneath the table like 1, 2, 3.
Like you were doing something else under the table. Anyway, welcome to episode number 12 of the Courage Pays Better Than Fear podcast. There are only 2 days left in the 2022 year. We're getting ready for 2023. I'm one of your hosts, Jeremy Hritz, alongside
Special Eddie.
And we are so excited to be with you on today's episode where we are going to talk about reflection. The importance of reflection. We're not setting goals. We're just taking the time to look back on the year that was 2022 and really just be grateful for the experiences that we had. So we're going to talk about, what were the highlights of our year, the lowlights, and we're encouraging you to do the same. So we're going to get into all that here today, but we are just so grateful that you're joining us.
Absolutely. So, as always, we start off with the Furious 3, and I have some questions for Jeremy. So, New Year's coming up.
I'm a little sweaty right now.
Oh, man, here you go. So, New Year's coming up, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody loves to party on New Year's, okay? What was the craziest, wildest party that you can remember? It doesn't have to be a New Year's party, but just what was one of the craziest parties that you ever been to that you can remember?
I hate to disappoint here, but I'm actually pretty lame. I don't really have anything.
Why do I hang out with him? I don't even think.
I really don't have.
It's probably because he's a good influence. He's a better influence on me than some of my other friends.
I can tell you the strangest one.
Okay, strangest.
Yeah, when I was probably in like middle school. Mm-hmm. And
you went to parties in middle school?
Well, it was like my uncle's house.
Oh, okay.
And like all the adults were partying or whatever. And I remember being so loud. I'm like, this is so loud. I went and hid in the bathroom when the ball dropped.
Because it was so loud.
I was such an introvert. I was like, I got to get out of here.
My wife's an introvert too. So like it really overwhelms her. Like if she's around like a lot of people and there's a lot of noise and there's, a bunch going on. Like it, like she's like, this sucks the energy out of me, right? Yeah. For me, I'm an extrovert, right? So I thrive off of it. Like I love that energy. I love, those situations and being social.
We're like yin and yang.
Yeah, yin and yang.
Like I do have those extroverted tendencies, but not like you, bro. Not like you. You're too much.
All right, so that's one. How do you like to spend your free time? Good.
I like to spend my free time with the family.
With the family?
Family, yep.
So, I mean, like, you're an introvert. Do you ever just, like, crave those moments to where you just want to be by yourself at all?
Yeah, you do? 100%. If I don't have time by myself, then I get irritable, miserable. I got to have that time to just be on my own. In my previous job, when I was a high school principal, when you're around thousands of students and hundreds of teachers, I would come home at the end of the day exhausted because naturally I'm introverted, and when I'm outside of that and I'm talking all day, it was really good experience because it forced me out of my comfort zone. Mm-hmm. But I would just need to I need silence.
Just need silence.
No talking. Yeah,
I hear that. I mean, even as an extrovert, I get that all the time. Like I need silence. Like last night, by the end of the night, like my brain was just rattling. From all the toys, all the screaming, all the clutter, everything that just goes on with the holidays, and it's been a straight week of it because the kids have been home, and it just sometimes it gets to be overwhelming. So that's what I did. I locked myself in my office, did a little bit of work, came up with some fresh ideas for 2023.
Can I add something?
What?
I got to say this.
What?
The holidays. I'm so glad they're over. Here's why. I am ready to crush 2023.
Well,
I'm ready to go.
That leads to my next question.
I'm ready to go.
Out of all the goals that you set, because you like to set 100 of them, and we got to work on that, and maybe get it down to 3 to 5 manageable ones. What's the one you're most excited for?
The one that I'm most excited for. So I got several of them. Obviously, I have family goals for my kids, trading goals. But I want to reference one now, and I talked about the calendar club that I'm going to be doing, made famous by Jesse Itzler, mentor of mine, Jeremy Newsom, did it. I got my own little sheet here, and you'll be seeing a lot of this on Facebook. You're going to see it on the Courage Pays Better Than Fear website, which is going to be released pretty soon. But basically, what I'm doing is every day of the month, I'm going to be running the equivalent of that number in miles, plus 0.3. So December 1st, I'm running 1.3 miles. December 2nd, January 2nd, 2.3 miles. And on. So January 11th, I'll be running 11.3 miles. So January 30th, I'm running 30.3 miles. The 31st, 31.3 miles for a total of 505.3 miles in 31 days.
So why the 0.3?
Because it's 2023. I'm giving that a little bit extra. And
he always overdoes it.
So here's the thing. I don't have to do the run all at once, and I could jog, I could run it, I could walk it because it's a lot of mileage. I could ruck it. We're going to get some rucks in. I'm documenting the experience. I'll try to have a video up every day of it, and I want to use this challenge really to push myself to see what I'm capable of, but to uplift others and to show you can do whatever you want. I'm not built for running. I'm fat. All right, let's be honest. So I'm pushing myself.
He's just tall.
Yeah, thanks. But I'm also trying to raise awareness for children's literacy. So I'm going to be making a donation at the end of this for the total number of miles that I run to the World Literacy Foundation. I'll have more information up about this, and I would ask for you to make a donation too, because learning and success for everybody starts with reading. So, dude, I can keep going. I got to cut it off. I'm all fired up.
That is true.
Fired up.
Learning and success does start with reading. My buddy Derek was, sometimes he'll come up with these ideas, or he'll be listening to, reading some book or watching YouTube. And I think they said like the average CEO versus the average employee. The average CEO reads about 60 books a year. Versus the average employee reads about 1 book a year. But dollar amount, that equates to, I think it was like $300 some per dollar. So the average employee's dollar versus the CEO who reads 60 books a year, is like, the difference is like $300 and some, right? Based for every dollar that they earn. So it was, it was pretty interesting statistic to hear that.
Yeah, man. So we are going to get after it. And before we could get into 2023, it's very important to reflect with no purpose other than just looking back. And that's really what we're doing. And we're just going to talk about, I'd like you to share first, like what are those things when you reflect, when you look back, that you're most proud of from this year that just really made your 2022?
So the one really just, and like everybody thinks like it has to be a certain event, it's or a certain thing. It's not. I'm just happy that one, I'm a better person this year than I was last year, right? And there's nothing super significant that occurred or happened. If I had to narrow it down to one or two things, the first thing I would say is physical fitness, right? So in 20...
Looking a little jacked, brother.
Well,
look, you better move.
In 2021, I went to this boot camp with Nate Bailey. It was Replace Your Mindset. And we went through the boot camp, and at the end of that boot camp, I said, okay, I'm going to work on, physical fitness. I'm going to, have a goal for faith, family, friends, finances, fitness, right? So for most of those, I started them, but I never really took it to the next level. This year in 2022, I took it to the next level. So I stuck with it. I started really hitting the fitness side of things with Jeremy in August. That's probably my biggest accomplishment, just, working out 4 or 5 times a week.
And dude, I'll say this for Edmund is these weren't easy workouts. No. And I think he surprised himself at how strong he is. He's got some natural gifts, but the boy has some leg strength. For real,
like my little skinny
and his
legs.
Deadlifts, he's pretty strong. Don't let the cute little boyish face fool you. There's some power there.
Oh man, so I mean that, and working on my faith, working on that, meeting towards the end of the year, meeting up with my buddy Vito, and really kind of like, I never really had a church or anything to go to, but meeting up with Vito and finding the journey was pretty awesome. I took my wife and kids there last week. My wife was really digging it. So that's a piece that I'll be working more on for 2023. But for 2022, I stuck with it, even though I had a lot of questions, a lot of doubts, and I question everything. I went through 2023 open-minded and just progressively just gotten better on understanding my faith, believing in my faith for the year 2022. So
yeah. Awesome. Definitely big changes in you. I can personally attest to having known you for 20 years, man. So, good stuff.
All right. What
is it my turn?
What about you?
Oh man, so much. This was the year, bro.
Good job, bro.
This is the year. I would obviously it's got to start there. And I owe a lot of that to Edmund. That year, last spring, I mean, to me, that's going to be one of the most special moments that I've ever had. I remember the feeling of it, like calling you, like, dude, I'm quitting. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm walking my letter over. One of the best decisions I've ever made, and just this whole journey. It's had its ups, it's had its downs, but
what about trading?
Yeah. Trading
has been your thing. So we went into Jeremy leaving his job, all that stuff. Like, we put all the options out on the table, right? That's what we do. So here at Replace Your Employer, we'll look at things. We'll put all the options on the table. We'll look at your finances. We'll understand your finances and say, okay, you need to replace X amount of dollars. You can do this through real estate. You can do this through trading. You can do this through, building a business, just whatever. And Jeremy, part of it was building Replace Your School.
Yeah.
And we had this whole plan mapped out for Jeremy being the directing principal of Replace Your School, which is a component, an avenue, a pathway that falls under Replace Your University. And it just didn't go as planned, right? It wasn't what Jeremy figured out that wasn't his passion like he thought it was going to be. He's been in the education field for 17, 18 years, and he just wanted to do something different, right? We all need that change. So now, we figured out your passion. Your passion's trading.
Yeah,
right.
And like I said, I've always did long-term investing before I started trading, and that really put me in a position to be able to trade. But I love it. Like, when I say I love trading, I'm obsessed with it, and I want to work my face off to the point where I just become phenomenal at it. And my goal with trading is to be able, whatever, the wealth gain for me, I want to use it to help other people. Mm-hmm. I want to help my parents. I want to help my in-laws. I want to help everyone financially. I want to become wealthy to the point that I can be a philanthropist. I want to help with, I talked about children's literacy early. I still
talk about helping people.
Yeah. I still want to be involved in education, but it's just
in a different way.
Yeah. And it just opened up and like with Replace Your School, we got started with that, and I was telling Edmund, I'm like, dude, I can click a button and make $1,000. Like, it just, if I'm weighing like, okay, Replace Your School versus, there's no comparison. Plus, I love it.
Yeah.
So,
and that's the main thing, right? You got to love what you do. We are working, just for those of you out there, we are working on a way for Jeremy to be able to help you. So stay tuned. Under Replace Your University, there's multiple pathways: Replace Your Dollar, Replace Your Mortgage, Replace Your Banker, Replace Your Employer, Replace Your Mindset. So there's a bunch of different pathways under there that you can start to get involved in. There's a ton of free learning content, right? There's free ebooks, there's workshops, there's boot camps. There's all kinds of things that you can do to get started if you haven't already. And then for those of you that are interested in trading, we're working on a way to help to have Jeremy be able to help people.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And I would say the last thing for me is I learned a lot about myself. Mm-hmm. I had some self-awareness.
I think both of us did this year. A lot.
And I remember one thing that I said to you, a lot of things that I thought that I attributed to the late nights at work and all this, it wasn't the job as principal. It was me.
It was you.
It was me.
Yeah. It was a lot of this. I remember you saying like a lot of the struggles that you were having as principal. He, I don't want to say blamed it on the job, but was attributing it to the stress of the job and being principal. And so when he took that out of the equation, we did a lot of self-reflecting this year, as we will again next year. Okay. And he realized, like, all right, it's not the stress that I'm feeling. It's not the position. It's the stress that he created for himself. And there's a lot of changes that we're both going to focus on in 2023. And
that's just accountability and
being honest,
not blaming it on external factors. It's like you got to look in the mirror and be like, dude, it's you.
Yeah,
it's you, and owning that. And I have a tendency to be super hard on myself and think
we all do
too much. But overall, though, man, this is the start of something special. I do believe that. And I do believe 2023 is going to be amazing for both of us.
Yeah.
I hope that it's amazing for all of you out there. And hopefully you get an opportunity to go through this and reflect with your significant other, with your friend, if you got an accountability partner. There's value in that, because you got to appreciate where you are today. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of times we think about what we want or where we want to go. Exactly. And I get caught up in that a lot. But
I do too.
Realize that, wow, like,
where am I as a person, right?
Yeah.
Am I a better person today than I was yesterday? And if you can answer yes to that, then you're making progress, okay? So, don't beat yourself up if it wasn't the year that you wanted financially. Don't beat yourself up if it wasn't the year, that you wanted, in the gym, working out. You can always start over. That is the best thing about just being a human, right? We all make mistakes. We all sometimes fall short of our goals. You can always start over tomorrow. And it doesn't have to be a cliche thing like, okay, we're going to start over new because it's 2023 and it's New Year's. Start, if you're 3 weeks into 2023 and you're like, man, I didn't get started on any of my goals, start the next day.
Yep.
Right? The next day is when you start.
Yep. And better way to kind of bring this to a close here. So once this is over and you shut this off, do that, even if it's just by yourself. Just reflect. What happened great in your life? We spent a lot of time looking at what we need to improve and all that. Just focus on those good things today. Build that. Get that good feeling.
Get that good feeling.
And
it's already Friday, so everybody has a good feeling on Friday anyway.
Right. So and carry that into 2023. So real fast before we close out here, we'll be at you next week with our first episode of the new year, lucky number 13. So we'll be bringing that your way. If you are interested in trading the stock market, and if you've ever had any desire to learn, not even leaving your full-time job, but just trading on the side, check out Real Life Trading. It's linked in the show notes. There's free courses. You can learn everything from swing trading, day trading, cryptocurrency, Forex, you name it, it's there. And it's taught by the most amazing, down-to-earth, humble, great people. Check that out, Real Life Trading.
Yep, and if you're ever interested in, real estate, I know a lot of you out there are questioning real estate right now, whether or not, it's something you want to get involved in, don't want to get involved in. There's never a good time, right? There's never a good time. You're never going to know the market. No one has the crystal ball. Always just jump right in with both feet. If you know what you're doing and you have the right education, you have the right mentorship, you are able to navigate any market, okay? So check out Replace Your Employer in the show notes below. Click that link. You can book a free discovery call with myself, TJ, who's a partner of ours in this, who helps people learn real estate, does a phenomenal job, and then, of course, Nate Lambert. So be happy to help. Reach out. And for those of you who have yet to replace your mortgage, okay, go to the show notes below, click Replace Your Mortgage, or go to our website, look under the pathway Replace Your Mortgage, all right, and start to learn the secrets that the banks do not want you to know, okay? Yeah. It is an absolute game changer. You do not need to finance your house with a mortgage, and everybody in this country thinks that the only way to finance your house is with a mortgage, and that couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, do this. I want you to Google the word mortgage, right? And then comment below and tell me, when you Googled the word mortgage, what was the root word? What did it say, right? What does mortgage actually mean, all right? And put it in the comments below.
All right. Well, I think that does it for episode number 12 here. Hey, we love all of you out there in YouTube land. We have so much appreciation for all of you for watching, sharing with your family and friends, for liking, for
subscribing.
smash
the subscribe button.
Yeah, for smashing the subscribe button. We appreciate all of you. A lot of big things coming in 2023, and we hope to continue to grow our audience. And we hope you have a phenomenal New Year's celebration and an amazing, electric, phenomenal, stupendous 2023.
Is that a word?
Yeah, it's a word, dude. I'm an English major. Yeah.
All right.
So that's going to do episode 12, because courage
pays better than fear.
Have a great Friday, everyone.
Take care.